Hi guys. So oh, so thanks for stopping by. Okay. So how's it going, guys? So much. It's so funny. It feels like there was a week. This is only Wednesday, but it feels like so. Does it feel like so much happens? Okay. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, to think about all this. And by the way, I just wanted to say I know some of you have said something about the link. Okay. I don't really understand what happens because I copied the link and then I even use it, guys. I use a I write it on Notes, which is an app. Like it's a Word document, so there's no links, there's nothing. I don't understand how somehow the link seems to break or goes to something else. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know what to say. Because like when I click on it, I test it and it should works. I'm thinking, okay, and this is just something to think about. I might use Zoom, okay? So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, okay? Yeah, once you click on the picture, comes through. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, guys, is that sometimes I think should I skip altogether YouTube and just use Zoom, and in which case would I have to go to Zoom? It's just something to think about. Okay, I have to think about it because something I think with there's so many people using all the platforms now, okay, that it's in some ways it's normal that I'm sure they're having trouble like on the technology part of it, to how to accommodate all these people using it, okay. So I don't believe somehow I think it's YouTube. I don't feel like it, how like for example a lot of people are having trouble with the comments and different things, okay. There's something going on with YouTube. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's that, okay. Just putting it out there, okay. The positive thing about using YouTube connected is that once I'm done, it's there. If I don't use YouTube, I have to upload it, okay, after I'm done. So it will take several hours before it's uploaded. It's just something, I'm just the things I'm just saying, like, thinking out loud, basically. And that's the story, okay. And that's that, okay. So just, oh, no, sorry, I'm finishing up here. Okay. Okay. So okay. All right. So hope you've been well, okay, guys. And so yeah, it's mysterious to me what exactly how it works, okay. I don't know exactly the problem because how am I, like, what I mean, guys, I'm supposed to give you guys a link, so it's complicated. I don't understand how, I don't, to me, I don't get it really. So I have to, maybe I'll look into it more, okay. Who knows, I don't know. I'll think about it, okay. I'll look into it later because it's, I get a lot of people complain, like, not complaining, letting me know what's going on, okay. Like, seriously, it's like a lot of people have different issues, okay. So like, it's, it is what it is, okay. Okay, so here we are, guys. Okay, oh my god, it's so hot now. I feel like, because I was like cooking many things, doing many things. Okay, so I think, it's like taking a little while for people to come. I think maybe a lot of people may use the direct link, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, so let me just close here the mail. Yeah, I think I can. Okay, see if there's too many. Sometimes, if I have applications open, it will. So okay. Okay. So okay. Oh my god. So oh, I don't know why it was like, because I have the mute button on so that you don't, it doesn't pick up, because I use the microphone and everything. Anyway, so okay, guys. So nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. Okay. Um, and yeah, oh my god, so much, so interesting. Like, it's somehow it feels like to me, one day, like 2 days, it feels like 5 days that I haven't talked to you guys. Okay, so I have the cards, I have everything here. So yeah, so So just want to also say, Kathleen, you had the question about the Cuomo, what Cuomo said about Republicans. Please elaborate, okay, and the question. I don't think I understand it, okay, what you asked. So, okay, so anyway. So hi everybody. Good to see you again, okay. So Jay Delalar has a Greg Allman. So hi Janie, let's see you. Okay. See you drink, drink. Okay, so next, okay, just quick question, guys. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so let me sure that I have, oh, okay. Okay, so just quickly, guys, for some reason, I don't know if it's because I think I've been pretty good with the news, but there's not a ton, okay, which is, I think, is actually better, okay. So, okay, so I mean, there's a lot still, but it's, different things. Okay, so also, okay, so just going over this, guys. So as you know, yesterday, Trump, Twitter created a label for Trump, okay, which is very interesting, saying that especially the stuff that he lies about elections, he clearly the Republicans are trying very hard to make sure we don't vote by mail, okay. So there's that, and then so then Trump is having a meltdown, and like clearly this is a big deal. I think you know what it is, guys. It's like I got into this like some like somebody's random, like sometimes you get these like commenters on Twitter, they're right wing, they reply with their, this is why I know pretty well the Republican talking points, okay. So it's like they're like, oh, but they're saying the stuff they say, it's kind of funny. They say Democrats are making, and they want this to continue because they want to make the economy bad for President. They want to. It's really like, instead of them stopping, and I remember, this is a kind of a waste of time, but I was just wrote, it's like, you guys, Biden has to do nothing. He does nothing, and he's 10 points ahead. This is how bad things are. Like, instead of focus on, oh, it's Biden's Democrats. It's Democrats. Yeah, it's Twitter. Huh. So instead of them like trying to help Trump, or trying to get some sense into them, it's always like they're trying to attack something. It's always an external event, right? It's like, oh no, it's Democrats, it's this person, it's never him, so it's like the guy is such a mess. It's like, I almost wish, they could, because now, guys, the whole thing is just, do you feel this sense that there's like, it's a car crash and they can't stop it, okay. They can't stop it. They could, because you know what it is, I think at first it worked for them to blame Hillary and to blame the Democrats. When Trump wasn't in the government, he had no record in the government, so he could attack the government, okay. So now it's like, oh no, but it's Democrats, it's this, it's that, it's such and such, and it's like, no, it's like, look at, there's 100,000 people dead, okay. Like, seriously, it's like, guys, like I said before, I don't think it would have been crazy for if Trump had acted correctly. And I don't even mean do the perfect thing, I mean act like he cared about humans. He could have won this election. He could, he would be ahead, guys. He would be doing really well. It's almost like destiny gave him an opportunity, and he obviously screwed up because he has no empathy. I mean, it's not nobody's shocked that he's done this, but it's like, instead, there's only so much that you can blame other people. It's like Venezuela, China, or Democrats, or whoever. It's like there's always some external thing. Okay. So it's like, now, it's like at some point you have to take the responsibility for the things you're doing, so. And then he was accusing guys who was like, this guy, I remember seeing seeing somewhat bad things about him when I did that MSNBC reading about the guy who, former Republican, the Joe guy, Morning Joe. He was just saying some horrible thing about somebody who, kind of like the Seth the Rich. It's like very Russian, this kind of things, like, oh, the Seth the Rich conspiracy. They always find a random murder, like, oh, it's him. Yeah, it was like, it's his fault. Like, it was just like, and then somebody was so great. Somebody created a fake conspiracy about Trump that he had killed an assistant. And I actually, at first, I was like, wait, sounds very credible. When it comes to Trump, I believe that he's capable of anything, right? But it was like, it's so, it's so low, and he's so desperate, and it's just like we were watching this car crash, okay. So like, so yeah, Mystic Shiny is just saying, yeah, I know, I almost was afraid he would be at least somewhat competent, but no, guys, it's not even. I even think it's not really about being competent. It's about having the heart in the right place. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, I think it's like if it, I think all he had to do, it's not that hard, is to show compassion. And guys, can I tell you the other thing he hasn't done? He hasn't, and this is like a tip for the campaign. Okay, he could have shown up at a hospital. Like this is how hard is it that you have to show up at a hospital? I think apparently he's a germaphobe and he hates diseases, quote unquote. He hates any association with anything like this. So, but if only he had showed up, even if it was just a ceremonial thing, all he had to do is do that. And instead, he refuses to acknowledge that it's happening. And that is the worst. That is just the worst. Okay, I mean, it's not, guys. I think it's the whole quote, that says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Okay, and this has been true. Trump, in some ways, he hasn't done nothing that he does is surprising. Okay, he has been like this from the beginning. He hasn't changed, and in fact, he's become more himself than ever. Okay, so just that. Okay, just that. Okay, and then okay, so okay, now let's. This is not actually, guys. This is not. I'm gonna how do I say this? Let me ask for protection, and then I'll tell you what I want to look into quickly. Okay, I'll let ask for protection. Did it for a ray of light, huh? Coming on top of my head, huh? As I breathe in, feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. Step into it. Flip into it. I feel protected. Step into it. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. That it create the good, huh? And only the good, huh? Good for the good people. Good for the good people. Okay, so okay, guys. So I just want to address something that I think Pretty Pro, she was saying something about what happened in Minnesota, and I think this is, and I don't know if it's on Twitter, guys, but I've noticed a lot of, I think this was another. It's almost like every day it happens. She said something like the world has gone mad. Actually, it hasn't gone mad. This is almost the norm. This has been happening so much. Okay, but the case of the Minnesota police, where guys, I saw the image of, they put the guy put, I think he put his feet, I don't even remember, I don't even want to remember really, that there was like, the man was on the ground and there was like a foot on his neck. Okay, I think it was a foot or knee or something. It was just absolutely horrifying, and it happens, like the instances of police brutality happen so often. I'm sorry, it's just like, it's like constantly, like, because it's almost like I'm blocking, you know what I mean, to like, honestly, like, because it's so horrifying. But it's like, it's not, guys, this is not going crazy, this is the norm. Okay, unfortunately, that happens so often that this has become the norm. Okay, if so, it's not something, it is shocking every time you hear about this. And every time, and nowadays, I don't know if it's everybody's, it's making movies, I'm sorry, recordings, but you see it when you have the video. That's when like, imagine the amount of times it happens, we don't know. Okay, I'm sorry, that's a fact. Okay, why? Okay, I'm sorry, nothing, you cannot, I'm sorry, just, to me, it has been normalized. Okay, I'm sorry, it happens, don't you think? Okay, every time, like, at least 3 times a week, at least 3 times a week, the stuff that we know. Okay, so I think, you know what it is, it's like, okay, what's happened, I want to find out about this. Okay, I want to find out about this, what the hell, you know what I mean? um and then the other thing is, like, connected to this, and I don't know, this is like something a little bit different, but I think it's kind of related. Okay, and this is maybe, that may be a little bit new, I don't know. It's, the quote unquote Karen phenomenon. Okay, hi Tess. The Karen phenomenon, in the sense that there is this women that call the police on men, and they call the police for, they're doing nothing wrong. Okay, and it's like, to me, I'm kind of like, what? I really don't understand. Okay, I don't, there was this woman, did you see the one, she's in Central Park, she came with her dog in an area that is an area that is for bird watching. It's specific for people that are doing bird watching. And guys, Central Park is huge. There's a lot of places that you can bring dogs. It's not as if it's a small place. So then she decides to bring her dog into the bird watching area, and this guy comes, who's a bird, who comes out, he's actually a bird, like a real legit bird watcher, and he says, please put your dog on a leash, this is a bird watching area. And then she goes crazy. she's like, oh, this, oh, you're like, and then as it turns out, oh, he's African American. So she's like, oh, she, guys, this was like so crazy to me, because it was like the woman, clearly she was lying. He was doing nothing wrong, and she was like, oh, I'm here in the park, and there's an African American man. He's after me, whatever. Like, thank God he would. I thank God they all have, like, we all have telephones. He had telephone and he could film it, because God knows. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? But what I don't understand is what is so up. Why did, guys? And I think so. I see so many of these women. It's so strange to me. What is so? Why are they so angry about? Honestly, what is? I don't know. I don't under. I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, I just don't know what is it like. Okay, that woman. What is so upsetting to that woman? Like, about, you know, like, okay, guys. If it was me, I know she was fired, but like, if it was me, if I had a dog, okay, and I was like in the bird watching, I'd be like, oh my God, I'd be so embarrassed. I would feel so embarrassed that I had done it. I'll be like, oh my God, oh my God. So okay, pretty, okay, so pretty Pearl, I'm here. Somebody please, okay. She's not, she doesn't see. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I don't know, guys. Okay, so I'm trying to, okay, I can't, okay. Okay, so anyway, so I was just saying, okay, okay. So anyway, so like, okay, so this is like, okay. So anyway, so this is a story, okay. I want to know what happens that people, why, what is up with, it's so, I don't understand. Like I said, if I had done something like this, I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed, okay. Um, and so it's just like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna delete this. Okay, I'm gonna delete this comment. Okay, I don't know if she's okay. She's okay. Okay. Okay, anyway, so I can't pay attention to this. Okay, just okay. So anyway, so this is it. Okay, so I'm just deleting the things because I don't want people to get confused. They read this, they think I'm not on, I am on. Okay. So anyway, so just saying, okay, okay, you know what? Like, okay, let me focus. I can't say hello, hello, okay, just let me focus on this because this is a complicated question here, okay? So I'm just like, what is, I feel like there's something happening, you know what I mean? What is it about it? Is it a, I don't know. I'm kind of like almost intrigued by it, okay, although I shouldn't be. It's like I don't understand. Like, okay, what is it about this anger? Like that calling out on people, like, I'm so, like, if you say something, it's like the person is so upset about something. I don't know. I don't understand, okay? I don't understand. I just like, but I don't understand. Like, seriously, what is wrong? I don't get it. Like, seriously, if I had, like, don't you think you had a dog in a bird area? Like, thank God somebody, if it was me, I would be like, oh my God, thank God you told me. I would feel so bad. What if my dog ate a bird? You know what I mean? You never know. When I was little, I had the type of dog that is a pointer. Those types of dogs, they like birds. They grab, you know, they sometimes they can eat birds. I'm sorry, eat. They hunt birds sometimes. My dad, oh, that's right. My dad used to hunt when I was very little, and so because we came from country, like Portugal, Portugal countryside kind of culture. Okay, so like there was like hunting, and you shoot the bird, and then the bird go, then the dogs go get the bird and bring a bird for you, bring it. So okay, it's like okay. So what is wrong? Okay, tell me about this one. What is wrong with her? What is wrong with these people? Seriously. Interesting. So what I understand here, guys, and this is like, of course, there's so many different, it's hard to, it's not that I'm like analyzing her, like what, but what I get here is that there is a sense for a lot of, and even guys, it doesn't mean, as some of these women are not necessarily even Republican. Okay. Sometimes they're like them. It's just like not always necessarily have to do with Trump. Okay, so it's just like this is like a racist thing, okay, really. And it's so what I understand here is that the world for a lot of them is falling apart, like their order in the world and that pecking order or in the world in general is really, it's unclear to them. Okay, so then the moment where, okay, so for example, the moment like there's a lot of instability, they don't know where they belong. It's almost like they grew up thinking there was a place for them in the world, and it's not there. So then if there's something, if they feel like there's something, if they are called out on, like, okay, so for example, why did she get upset at the guy who just said like you can't have this in this area? Who are you to tell me what I cannot do? What is wrong? I feel like she's saying, interesting. So I think she's saying also, that she had problems in her job, like people were mean to her or whatever, but like she can't change that. So she keeps the anger contained, and when this is a situation in her life where she's able to explode this anger out. Okay, so it's kind of like this sense of like, is a sense of like, I did everything right, I am entitled to all these things, it's not there for me, but you are like, I don't know. It's like you are trying to get like, and then she finds an opportunity to release this like the outburst. It's the outburst thing, you know what I mean? Somebody has to take it on. Somebody has to take it on, guys. And this is, oh my, this is reminds me, I'll just say this. Okay, I'll just say this, just, and then we go to different topics. But as I know, I've been talking a lot about the whole like, talking about energy and talking about energy and how to change energy, how to shift energy. Okay, and one of the things that it's interesting, that occurred to me, and I hadn't this, it provides me an opportunity to articulate it. Okay, that racism in some ways is a form of energy exchange, like how, for example, I think a lot of people like Trump and a lot of people that have hate. Okay, no, it is white privilege, but there's something deeper. I think it's like they feel like they would they don't want to stay with the negative. They don't know how to handle very difficult feelings, or very difficult feelings about themselves, or issue, they can't process it, so they have to take it out, they have to dump it onto others. Okay, so this hate that lives within them, and that lives, you know what I mean, like that lives in this kind of like pent up anger. Okay, they find a person or a situation to dump onto. It's, guys, in a way, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like, this is, guys, I know it's going to sound crazy what I'm saying, but it's somewhat similar to, like, how if you have a really good friend and the person has a lot of problems, they call you and they quote unquote dump on you their problems. It's sort of similar, but it's a much more violent, because much more violent, because they make use of racism, all these other, there's an added element. But the bottom line is, there's people who can't process what is happening to them, and so then the way to feel better about themselves, this is something that Trump does a lot, right? He can't stay with anything bad. He has to point, it's that person, whoever is in front of him, has to like transfer the energy down to others. Okay, and that is also why, in a way, racism, that's why in some ways racism is like, in some ways, fundamental to the system, to America, to like, I don't want to say for them, it sounds going to sound harsh when I'm going to say to American history, but it's kind of like, so it's kind of like it's a form of transfer. Like, they feel like if they can point at others, they don't feel the bad feeling anymore. Okay, it's very complicated, but I think that has something to do with that. So they feel this, they have the rage within them already. So, like, guys, I never forgot one time I was, this was like, I think I was in college, and I was like there used to be a lot of delis around my school, and some guy, I think he was a businessman or whatever. It doesn't matter what he was. He was having a coffee. It was a cup of coffee, and he had a, like, it was taking a while. I forgot. It was something so small, and he got so angry. He threw the coffee at the wall. I never forgot it. It was so strange, but I think, you know what it is that anger is in them. The anger is in them, and it has to come out. You know what I mean? Instead of them like, okay, what happened? How can I think about it? Okay, processing. Okay, They don't process, so they have to dump onto others. And I think, guys, the issue is like, then, this guy's in societies and cult, like, okay, so then they feel like if there is like, guys, it's gonna sound harsh, I'm gonna say, okay, but this is very tough, and I don't mean to be, but it's just something that's coming to me, okay, is that it's like the African Americans, in American history, a lot of times were, quote unquote, the punching bag. So if you felt bad about something in your life, you could just find an African American person to yell at, to beat, or to do something wrong, okay? So, you know what I mean? So it's kind of that. It's like transferring anything that you have. If for example, if you're angry about something, there's a person you can go yell at, and that is that person that is the weakest link that can't say anything bad. So, this whole story of how they have all these negative stereotypes of African Americans, okay, in sense of like back in the day of lynching, even, is about that, is the transfer of all the darkness of American culture onto others, okay, onto the quote unquote other, okay. Okay, but test him, they gave him the okay to do it card, but it's not new. Okay, like it's not like it hasn't happened before, even when Obama was president. I'm sorry, I'm talking about a different issue. Talk about police brutality now. I'm sorry, I didn't say I would change the topic. You're right. But it's kind of like it seems more, to be happening more often. It's right. The Trump, he does this himself. It's true. He does the same thing. Okay. So exactly. So, but guys, I think this is this is in ways the schematics of racism, okay, and abuse in general. Kids, like, they do this to kids. Sometimes parents get angry on their lives, and they children become the scapegoats. They beat them up, or they feel like they must throw it on to others, okay. So it's just like, it's interesting, but I think, you guys, there's a karmic thing for all, like, I think in some ways, in all of us, I'm not even talking about the racism, but I think the history of abuse, abuse in families, abuse in society, in many ways, it's like we need to like kind of learn how to handle this and transform it in our own lives, you know what I mean? Then they can affect others by, one after another, because it's systematic. But I think it's like I think, what it is, this whole Trump culture is about not thinking. It's about not thinking, okay. You know what I mean? It's about not thinking and not really like, it's about not living it. But I think, what it is, these people, guys, I think, honestly, I believe I'm sure they're on Facebook a lot, I believe, because I feel like the Facebook guys, it's like this increases, it makes people, it whip them up to make, you know what I mean? So I think it's like this like, instead of, processing things, okay, they find people onto, okay, you know what I mean? So this is now the second thing, the second part, or the thing I wanted to talk about, is the thing that happened is in Minneapolis, okay. Minneapolis. So I just, guys, what happened, that, like I was saying earlier, the image of the man's neck, was it his knee on the gentleman's neck. It was like, wow, horrifying. Okay, horrifying. I don't know. I just, to me, how is that not murder? Okay, I'm sorry, like, okay. So it's like, how is that not murder? I don't know. It's like very upsetting to me that was not necessary, okay? That really was not necessary. I don't care what the guy did. I don't care. It's like, you don't do that. I don't know. It was just so absolutely upsetting to me. This day and age, that, so okay. So what is going on? Okay, really, like, is it okay? Yeah, guys. Okay, can I tell you, this is interesting? Okay, it's kind of telling me also, that it is this energy. There's a lot of dark energy. Okay, it's this very dark energy, and I think, guys, I believe it, okay, we are witnessing this battle between, quote unquote, good and evil, and I think those people are emboldened. It's the time for them to act out, to feel like if there's a wrong, and I think, there's a sense in the cop person, okay, the same rage, the same anger about his own life, he'd find somebody to take it upon, you know what I mean, to take out on others. he feels powerless, and there's like a person who's completely innocent and does not deserve to be treated like this or in any way. Okay, so then he does this, but it's like this like I said, it's like this anger. Do like Trump, blame others. They watch it, they keep, and all the media repeats it and keeps triggering people to do this kind of thing, and he goes ahead and does it. Okay, so like, okay, so I'm just like, I think, okay, I just, I don't know what to say, like, um yeah, Kaepernick taking the image against the cop in his knee. Okay, his knee is on Floyd's neck. Comparison going around on Twitter, very powerful. Yeah, so it's like, it's really, guys, this is it. There's it's a, there's a fundamental violence in American culture. Okay, and this is how it gets off. Like, it's kind of like this very strong tension. Okay, and so now, and that's how they get it out onto the weakest people. Okay, so the people that, is not even like, is the people there, nobody's gonna stand up for them. Okay, they think, okay, so you know what I mean. So and guys, and I get this image, and I get who's wants to say America has to see it until it stops. It's gonna, until something is done about it. Okay, like it has, it's gonna continue. Okay, you know what I mean, like in the sense that, like, people have to be revolted, they have to be angry, they have to so, but it's saying, it's kind of like what Audrey was saying too. I think this has to be it's like we're only at the beginning. Okay, guys, honestly, of the change. This is like, why, like, remember how, guys, I've had this very strongly. I can't even tell you how many different readings. I remember even when I was, guys, I had goosebumps. Remember how when I went to the Jeffrey Epstein thing down in the Southern District. Okay, and I saw these men who were dressed like slaves. They were there, and as it turned out, after I came home, I did this research that is the largest burial site of African Americans. Like there's like 1/3 of Manhattan used to be burial site. Okay, for African Americans. Okay, so anyway, so what I understood was that the way that we change the America is we address this. This is the core of everything. Okay, so you know what I mean. So I just feel like this is part of it. It's like the discussion has to happen. You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, it's like, it just should not, it shouldn't have to be awkward. Okay, this is not right. I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just not right. Like, I don't care, there's no excuse for it. Okay, there's no excuse for it. I don't care, you know what I mean? So this is like, but you know what, like, I think I said this before, another kind of controversial thing, but I think what is happening with the Trump administration is that it made many things that African American experience something that other people experience as well. I'm not saying that we necessarily go through the same things in terms of the police brutality, no, but now it's spread. Before, it used to be very much more concentrated. Okay, and now it's like it feels the government, the administration is oppressive to most people. Okay, but before, it used to be like, oh, look, oh, it's horrible that's happening, huh? Like, nothing, you know what I mean? Like, now, because it affects us all. Okay, then I think things change a little bit in that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so, okay, so sorry, I have to find it. Where's the window here? I don't know. Okay, so, okay, sorry, we're just closing here 1 sec to find the comments. I don't What are the comments? I don't know, 'cause sometimes I pop it off. Okay, just okay, so, oh, here. Oh, here. Okay, so this is the, guys, I think it's like, if there's anything good to be said, is that, like I said, this is um this transformation, the change that happens, has to happen in connection to changing the situation for African Americans, because because it's the same thing, it's the same system, it's the same people that are causing all the harm. It's like the racism is necessary for them to maintain their hate, their hate mongering, their like awfulness. Okay, so know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think, okay, so this is interesting, guys, right? This is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Until white people, exactly. America should not be a consideration for, yeah, exactly. Should, yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I just, I don't know. I just it's like, it's a very profound, guys, I guess what I'm saying too is like, this is so profound. It happens so often that it's like, this has to change. Okay. Like, um, okay. So it has to change. It has to change. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they say, but it's like, I think, guys, this is like, how the whole thing with Trump too. It's like, it's all about, enabling the white supremacists, cis people and stuff like that. And I think those people that maybe, I think there was a bit of a, positive change, but it feels like, I don't know if it's gotten worse. It's always been there. Okay, it hasn't stopped, but now they feel more emboldened with Trump. Okay, so okay, so this is it. Okay, I feel like, but I guess what I'm saying, guys, is that yeah, so it's part of it. Like, if it's not just, it's not them, it's all of us. Okay, you know what I mean? It's like, it's the same system that oppresses them, and that would just like, oh my god, this is like how we say, oh my god, I can't believe what is happening in the US. How could that be? How could it be? It's always has always been. This is the thing, even with the concentration, like, oh my god, the kids in the prisons, like, how could, it's there's a lot happening that has always been happening, but we haven't seen it, or we could not see it, or could, what I mean, pretend like it wasn't happening. Okay, so I think it's like, I think there's a whole time and saying America didn't want to deal with it. And this is, guys, this is what's so interesting too, is like, is this whole, I was saying before, the civil rights era, there were so many gains, but none of the people, or only a tiny minority of them, were prosecuted for lynching, for all of these crimes. And even the ones that were prosecuted, they got away with so little. Okay. So it's never, that part, they were never prosecuted. They were able to get away with crimes. That's what it is, a crime. It's crimes. That's what these are crimes. Okay, so we have to, and it's like, I personally, I don't understand what is so hard about doing that. Like, the people get like, oh, it doesn't exist, or like, no, it's not right. Okay, it's not right. It's a crime. It's a person. You can't do that to people. Okay, so okay, it's saying this is difficult because this is the time to look at things that are uncomfortable, and you have to see it. You have to look at it. We have to acknowledge and what's happening. You have to see it. Okay, so it's saying in a way also that, like, even the woman of the phone, like the woman that was calling the people on the phone, it's happened before. Maybe we didn't have cell phones as often. Maybe, okay. So like, but now we see it, and we have to see it until it's like, yes, it's ridiculous, but it has to be shown every single time. Every time you see something like this, you have to show it, and you have to say, because it's going to change like this. And I think, yes, I think these people have to lose their jobs. Yes, it's not even close to what the people you know what I mean, like, experience. Okay, so 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 this is it. Okay, interesting. Okay, guys, so do you have, okay, so I think this is a good conversation. Okay, yeah, no, I know, it's like, would the cops go to jail? Would these cops go to jail? I think so, yeah. I think this guy, I feel like the guy of the photo, he's been involved in other incidents before. Not incidents, crimes or whatever you should call it. Okay, I think there is other issues with this man. It's not the first time, and he cover ups for him. Okay, before. Okay, you know what I mean? I think he's been in trouble before, like inside his own department. Okay, so would the cops go to jail? Okay. Okay, this is the truth exposed. Okay, it was sorry. Okay. Truth exposed, moving on. Madness. Okay. Woman. I don't know. There's some, this woman card keeps coming up for him. Stress. Okay. Come out. Okay. Agreement about a woman to leave. Okay. So I think there is something else. Like he may have been involved in some sort of sexual harassment or something like this. Okay. So like, okay, is he gonna go to prison? The man who did this. Yes. Okay. So okay, so here's strength. Okay, there's some sort of message here that is his downfall. I think look, secret guilt and like either an informant or someone tells on him, okay, and now this is a sickness. This sometimes could be sex, guys, and then a child or something new and like the good man. I gonna tell you what I saw about this man. I think he could have like child porn on his computer. There's something like his computer, something I could feel like there. It's possible that there's something here. Like if they raid, he's a sick person. Okay, obviously, like he's a sick person, but like there's more there. Okay, so yeah, I think there's more to this guy. Okay, he has other things that he's done to people. Okay, I think he could be abusing his own kids. There's a lot more here, and I think he's doesn't. Other people don't like him in the department. Like there's like other people who want him out. So I think there's a deeper investigation. Okay, on cover-ups and like. Guys, it's just like there has to be not just the police department. There has to be a department to police the police department. Okay, so okay, so anyway, so okay, guys, so that's the story. Okay, for now. Okay, so are we ever okay? Are we gonna get to, when are we gonna get to a point where this doesn't happen? Are we gonna get to a point where this doesn't happen? How? Guys, so many resources, and I think what, also changing education. This is like has to be this. What happens with African American men, especially in this case, okay, also African American women differently, is that is that it's a result of, like I was saying, the systemic violence that has happened for centuries. Okay, so you have to address it. It's not enough to say, oh, it's wrong for the police to do that if that's repeated on a cultural level, okay, constantly. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So okay, so that's what, so okay, you see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's so that's just the thing. It's like the root of it. The country has to change. The country has to change. And people say, oh, and I've said this before, guys. No, Brazil is also a very racist country in different ways. Okay, but in Brazil, the one thing that I find interesting is that in Brazil, you have a deeper discussion of slavery. Like you see that in the television, there's all these the soap operas that are very violent. You see people being whipped. Like you see what it was really like. It's not like here, like no, it's like you never ever see this in Brazil. It's kind of like you see the places where it's people, what it's like it's not like it's something that you read about in the history books, that you discuss it, that you talk about it. It's like here it's like it seems like it's a nobody talk. I don't know, I feel like it's not talked about. I guess I didn't go to high school here, I don't know, but it seems like it's not discussed that often or something, or like should the way it should be. Okay, I don't know, I'm not saying everybody should just to have a violence soap opera or something, but it was like it's strange, that like that it's like discussed as if it was like this abstract thing, as opposed to how people lived the day-to-day, like what it was like to have been enslaved, what the day-to-day life was like, and violence and all those things. Like it's almost like, no, it's just like something that was like you read in a book or something, it was a real thing. I don't know. So anyway, guys, I talked too much. Okay, glossed over. Exactly, it's like this, and like I don't know, it is strange. Okay, so Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like it's weird to me. Okay, honestly, like sometimes when you think about it, it's like there should be not the Brazil. I'm saying there's not like a Brazil is a model of anything. It doesn't. But there's something about America people should know about this. I think. Okay, like you know what I mean. But like I don't know. I find it strange. Okay. So anyway, so okay. So guys, okay, but that's part. It's like a difficult conversation, but I think it is okay if I talk about it, guys. I think it's important to talk about it. Right? It's okay. Talk about it, okay? So it's just like, because guys, I think what is the administration is showing is that this Trump, oh, Trump has done something, which is to bring the stuff that used to be hidden to the light, and it makes us talk about it more. You know what I mean? Like this is the irony is that okay, it's interesting. So okay, so let's say it gives strength to the African American community, okay, that's suffering right now, and the families, okay. Yeah. So, so interesting because this whole thing has been weaponized by the far right. Like, oh, it's everything is identity politics. Well, guess what? Uh, you can't. Everything about the lives of African American people have been about, like, you know what I mean? Racism is completely about identity politics. Like, you can't can't do one without the other, and you know what I mean. So it's interesting to have the luxury to not talk about. You know what I mean? So it's interesting, fun, interesting. So okay, so it's good. We have to talk about it because I was feeling, guys. This was crazy lately. The lady on the park, and then the man putting the knee on the person's neck. Okay, like seriously. Okay, so it's nice. We'll talk about it. Okay, it's good. It's good to talk about it. Okay, so because it's guys, it's part of the legacy of Trump era and in some ways the legacy of America. So we have to talk about it. It's not detached. This is what is interesting. It's not detached from it. It's part of it. Okay. So so look, yeah. So if you look at all those, the shady like Koch brother people, they're connected to those white supremacist groups and stuff. Okay. So okay. So guys, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I met Arbor. Exactly, exactly. So okay, so guys, is it okay we change the subject a little bit? Okay, but let's continue to talk about it. Okay, let's continue to talk about it. Okay, so but but more often, like you know like more times, not just today. Okay, okay, so okay, I think guys. Hopefully, what I see here happening. I'll close my eyes. Is that it's just we have to move way beyond this like weaponization of information, and all the the hatred that is used to manipulate people. And I think coming is this having conversations, really conversations, okay, and changing the laws to make certain things happen. Okay, so okay, so as I think it's saying that things will really change. This is because it's saying this is at the core of the darkness of America is this racist like slavery thing. Okay, I mean not to say like many countries had slavery, but there is something about it here that it's the way that the gaslighting. Okay, like like it never happened, like it was a bad thing. So it was so it's so guys so weird to me because it's so narcissistic. Narcissistic people are like not capable of thinking that there's anything ever if you ever criticize them they get mad because they are perfect in their minds. Okay, so for most people are like, oh okay, like as I was saying, the woman in the park, like okay I'll be, you feel if someone tells you can't do, like, oh my god, you get so nervous, right? Or like, oh I'm sorry, I apologize. But for some people everything has to be perfect or it doesn't exist. Okay, so this is not how life is. You know what I mean? It's like we have to talk about, even though there's dark things, there's something good that could come out of it, but you cannot just anything that does not look good on a on a photo, you put it under the rug. It's not how it is. So it's part of the growth. Okay, it's part of growth. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, okay, guys. So now changing the subject a little bit. Okay, let's go to the tweets. The Twitter lump labels Trump's election fraud lies tweets as misleading. Okay, so what is so then Trump got the mad. Obviously, this is predictable. Okay, because I think, guys, as we talked about it before, Twitter is a big piece for his communication strategy, for his propaganda. Okay, so what does it? Okay, so what does he mean for him? He feels so angry because I am the victim. I am a victim. I am a victim. I'm a victim. Like, it's so, guys, I don't understand. It's very hard to, even though I'm empathetic, okay, it's hard to understand how a person like him could think that he does believe that he's a victim, and that if you don't do what he wants, he's a victim. And think about it, in the stuff that we're seeing, guys, what happened with, with the person in Minnesota, think about it. So it's like he's a victim, or all everything's gone. He can't. It's like, no matter what I do, I can't do it. Ah, like, he can't. That's what I was saying, guys. Like, with all the frustration he feels, this is the thing. He feels frustrated with the numbers and the campaign. With reality frustrates him. He doesn't like it. So, just as I was talking about the women in the park, what is his? How does he feel better if he blames things on others? So, he blames something on Joe, whatever his name is, the Joe guy, Morning Joe, and somebody else. It's always something, something, something. And so not only he does that when he feels bad, but then he feels like he can make up the reality. He's a good liar. Okay, he can make up a reality. So if Twitter is not available, then the reality is not so good for him. Okay, because although I think Facebook is very important for the election, I think for communication, Twitter is what he does best. Okay, so if Twitter is like, oh, this is a lie, FYI, then the sense of power is gone, because it's theater. You know what I mean? Everything is theater. It's bullshit and it's dangerous. So so but he is like, because, guys, I was saying before, his frustration is never ending. He can't stop the negative. Okay, it's like they can't stop the negative. It's because it's like, and I was saying to the GOP person, like I said before, they was like, oh, it's because of Democrats, they're doing coronavirus because it's good for them. It's like, no, it's like, okay, this is what you do if you want to win. This is what you do. Okay, you go to Trump's people and tell them what they could do something themselves. It's all of they're created this monster. Okay, like all this stuff they're dealing with it's their own creation. Okay, the response, not coronavirus, but the response. Okay, so I'm sorry, you can't, instead of like, oh, maybe okay, start thinking about what you're going to do afterwards, because they think they could win like just blaming other people for everything. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so he's like, and because, like I say, I think, guys, the other thing is, it's very clear though, is that now the Republicans, they have this thing they're going to do. They're going to blame. They can't have mail-in vote. Like, okay, for example, let's say they are losing the election, which he is. The numbers are terrible. Let's focus on what we can do to win. Okay, what can we do to win? Instead, he's like, oh, let's find a way to like sabotage the election, since they know they can't win. This is the thing, they cannot win. So they, instead of like trying to be a better person, trying to do this and then, oh, no, no, it's someone else's, like, it's always someone else's fault. So the standards are so low. Okay, so what happens, guys? And I just, like, the most bullshit is like, oh, are you dealing with my, what is it called, what do they call it, my freedom of speech? Yeah, yeah, freedom of speech. Yeah. Uh-huh. And it's like, instead, guys, what the harm and the thing he's doing now, which is about the elections, it's really would be, it's terrible. It's not true. And he's okay. And you see that it's already happening. Look, the coronavirus numbers are terrible in the red states already. Okay, in North Carolina, Alabama. Okay, So okay, but let's see here. So what does it mean to Trump? This thing. What does it feel? Okay, like, oh, look, interesting. Greedy. The White House is greedy. He's greedy. He wants to keep everything in the White House. Okay, making plans. He had plans. I had my plans to keep a White House. Yeah. He's very sad. He said, oh, depression. I have depression. I depression. I depression. I depression. Uh, work. Interesting. Meetings. Okay. Guys, I think this is the thing. Look, though, it's like they had plans to keep this, to push this. They had plans to push to block this voting thing, and now it's like, oh look, the White House has real problems with the election now. Oh yeah, they were planning. They were starting to make plans, and they had the actual, they were making plans at these meetings about what to do regarding the election. Okay, so they're like, we had a plan. We're gonna stop this. Now they don't let me. Uh, uh, so okay, so okay, so guys, okay. Oh, and let me ask several questions connected to this. One I didn't post, which is that I think Kevin McCarthy is suing Nancy Pelosi because of for the whole voting thing for the ballots or something, right? There's something about voting. I don't know exactly. I remember reading about this, but this is connected. It's part of, I think they have a whole strategy to try to attack the Democrats for allowing this type of voting. But what does this mean for his strategy? I think we got the answer, but the overall GOP strategy to attack voting, what does it mean? Oh no, look, this is beginning to execute. This is disinformation. So they were starting to execute the strategy. What is it? It's to spread disinformation. Disinformation. This is because shady money, or sometimes it could be votes. Oh look, oh, foreign country, no fine foreign country. Oh, ending. Interesting, guys. I said before, I believe it could be that they have less help from a foreign country. Okay, the foreign country ended the collaboration because they have money problems. It's possible, very possible. Okay, look, privately. So they feel, that's right. They feel like they don't have as much help. The judge, okay, or agree, okay, they have letters. So you know what I mean. They're trying to do this. Okay, I'm sorry. Like no, they don't have it. This is something that Russia not helping. So let's stop people from voting. Yeah, okay, maybe they're like busy and stuff, but like I don't know. It's just just like make it hard to vote. Make it hard to vote. hmm So yeah. So this is oh, so not so good. Okay. So what happens? What happens with their efforts? No, doesn't work because guys, it shows unfortunately that coronavirus continues, especially in red states. Okay, you know what I mean? Because they're pretending, like imagine like being in that situation. They're pretending nothing's happening. Oh, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Nothing's happening. So people die. Okay. So it's not gonna go away. Okay. It is not going. Coronavirus is not going away. You have to deal with it. Okay. They're down. Let's just reopen. Just reopen. Wow. Okay. So okay. So then connected to this also, guys, there was this article about the people in his campaign. Okay, that they're hiring new people. There's like some random person I never heard of, not random, like some person like I had never heard of, not that I should hear of, but that there's people who are involved. This guy, guys, it's funny. Who there was this article about how Corey Lewandowski and this guy David Bossie. David Bossie is the person connected to he was the head of the Citizens United thing. Okay, so he's very shady, very shady. Yeah. So they met with Trump and explained to him that things are bad. They're not doing so well. And the article was interesting because it was saying that people in Trump's campaign are not aware. I'm sorry, no, not true, not aware, but they don't tell Trump the full truth, or either that or he doesn't want to hear. Okay, but situation is tough for them. Okay, Like it's true, guys. You see you read, there's a lot of articles now talking about how bad they are, they're doing, and trying to alert them, like, oh, look, it's bad. And then we know, guys, Trump had a very, I think he had tiny margin. He won by a very small margin given by the Russians. In 2016, it was easier. Now it's we. I think, well, guys, this is kind of ironic. Biden is doing nothing. He sits in his basement. He barely does anything. Okay, this is a fact. He doesn't spend a lot of money. Not that he should or that he could even do a lot of things given the coronavirus, but like he's so bad that all he has to do is sit back and see Trump, destroy everything. Okay, so you know what I mean. So like so it's terrible. Okay, so I see people trying to talk to him, but he has a vision. He doesn't want to see. Doesn't want to see it. He doesn't want to believe it. Like I was saying, guys, he has real problems with reality. Okay, and he thinks this is like because they were successful in not just successful, that they had the bots, they had the money people to attack the Democrats and the whatever, Nancy Pelosi. We know how they always have excuses. It's gonna come to a point where it's not gonna work anymore, and he doesn't get it. Okay, so so let's just see here what's happening inside of his campaign now. Oh, interesting. Look, world conflict. This is a faction, world faction. No, I like Biden. It's not that but guys, he's barely doing anything. Honestly, this is true. He's barely like he's not super active. I mean, I'm not. This is not a criticism. It's a fact. So he doesn't have to do much, really. It's not that he could, but don't you think? I feel like the thing is like he doesn't have to do much, and it's probably one of the cheapest presidential campaigns of all time. It's going to turn out to be because he's doing such a bad job that all he has to do is to show, like, seriously, like, my God, and they're like, oh, but we're gonna show that Biden, this Biden is that or whatever, and it's like, well, unless he is able to rape at the age of 77, or rape like 100 women, in a month, in a week, or in a month or something, like it's gonna be tough for him to like match Trump, exactly. Just let Trump be Trump. Now this is interesting, guys. The world, in other words, the world could be something foreign, but this is the world faction, money problems. Okay, so this is interesting. You know how the world crisis. I think that the money that's supposed to go to his campaign not going well, not going so well for him, not going, not going so well. No. So their money laundering not so good. Nobody sent money for me to launder it. Oh no, sad for him, sad for him, sad for him. Visit. Huh? So yeah, this was nice, guys. I also actually really like the fact that Biden's like, yeah, I'm wearing a mask, and he said he's a fake masculinity. There was this article about fake masculinity. So look, oh no, this is a visit with I have a little letter. Letter. Huh? 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 Okay. So what is missing? Okay, so here we have this. Oh no, they're very. Look at them. What do we do? 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 Hmm. Military coming for them, huh? Police coming. Police coming. No, I like police. They're worried about the police coming for the guys. You know what is so interesting? That is like, it suggests here that there's, guys. Okay, this is the thing, and we. It's not even for today, but you know how there was all these investigations into the Trump campaign. It started with Mueller, but it shows that it's going. Okay, look, changing in the government. Okay, cutting. So sudden. Okay, so in other words, I think what they seem to be concerned about is that there is a dry up of money. Okay, they're not getting. I mean, guys, if you look at the numbers, yeah, they have a lot of numbers. I'm sorry, they have a lot of money, but it's almost like the people that really supported them, the foreign corrupt things, whatever they were doing, is not there anymore because of the overall worldwide issue. Okay, now there's a change in the government. Okay, change in the government. could be sudden. Okay, this is interesting. Could be sudden. So this is what's happening. Okay, could be sudden. Okay, and then this is the retired man. Okay, has a visit. Yeah, visit. Yeah, visit. What is it here? And with a letter. So it could be that they're telling him the numbers. Now, what is really interesting? There's despairing. They're really worried that the military is really there. There's investigations, guys. They're investigating their finances. So guys, it's I almost feel like there's so much going on behind the scenes that we don't know. They can't even think about the election. This may be why they're not really focused on the election. They are focused on survival because they're looking at the money, out of money, out of money. Audrey said he just gave a public eulogy for the 100,000 that got that smart. Yes. And it's like, okay, guys, like I was saying before, is it hard? Like, how hard is it? You have to be a really horrific person, horrible person to not do something like this, to not care. The kids, he doesn't, we know, guys, he's being himself. He doesn't care about people dying. Okay. So, okay, Jade has a perfect question. And I asked this too. Do they realize the gig is up? And then I have another question. Do they have plans? Because my sense, this is the thing, I don't even know that they have plans. Do they have plans? I'm talking about the Trump campaign, Indivisible, the Trump campaign. Okay, so what's going on with the Trump campaign? That's what this is about. Okay, so do they? You know what I mean? So in other words, okay. So do they realize the gig is up? Do they realize the gig is up? Oh, looks nice, huh? Huh? Nice. Mm, mm. Absent. Have go. Have go. Have go. Have go. So interesting. So the question is, do you realize the gig is up? For again, there's all these financial cards, okay, shady money. They're aggressively trying to do something shady behind the scenes. So I think that, guys, you know what it is? There was an article one day saying, oh, I don't know if it was an article, it was the guy James Carville. He was saying that they are all grifters, and all they're doing before he goes is to make as much money as possible. I believe this is true. They're trying to arrange all the financial schemes they can. And this is the thing. The thing they're more concerned about is not the election, is money, making money from this. Okay, so here we have again the shady money connect. The loyalists are here. Okay, then the guy, I think the older men are loyal to him, the loyal for a long time. Why are they loyal for a long time? Because of money offers. Invitations. Yeah. So then now, this card, guys, is a card of change. And I said this before, in the 19th century, change is big. It's not that often. If a card like this change means a big change, it's not a small thing coming, it's a big thing. And then it's sad, the crying, look, cry. Cry. The change is sad for them. Sad for them. Changing what? Look at the house. Changing sad for us in the White House. Yeah. So then, what is interesting here? Now we have the woman. I think here it could be Nancy, our friend Nancy, And what is this a Grim Reaper, our friend? Oh, scary, because Nancy coming, absent. I don't remember if, regardless, I think it was upright. But you see, this is really interesting. They seem to know that there's a possibility. This to me feels like, because of the woman, I do believe it's Nancy here. I feel like they think there's a possibility he could leave before. Don't you think? I don't think it's even necessarily about the elections. It's about, right? Because I'm not seeing necessarily like, it's not even Biden. I think it's more like, okay, the woman could create an ending, and it has to be absent, because, guys, don't you think, okay, I have a question. Do they think Trump, okay, do people in his campaign think that Trump is capable of like surviving, you know what I mean, like not surviving, I mean like his mind, he's not well, clearly. The situation is going only going to get worse, and yelling at people, calling them names is not going to bring back 100,000, 200,000 people. It's not. So okay, so what, okay, seriously, okay, so so do they think the guy has the ability to be, to even, guys, this is a simple question. I don't think he has what it takes to stand, to be straight standing up until November. Okay, I don't think. That's what it feels like. They know that there's something more. Do they think he has the strength to stay? Guys, it's all theater, and it's all like throw it to the wall and see what sticks. They don't have guys, there's a whole the whole point for them. We don't have a plan to deal with this. We don't want to deal with this. We're going to pretend that this is not happening. Yeah, meanwhile it is happening. Meanwhile people are dying. Okay, so like, oh no, oh, no, like forget about it. It's bullshit, whatever. But it's real. We know it's real. We have, right? So I just think they were, again, sticking, throw it to the wall. See, I think, first of all, the energy, their energy, everybody around Trump, their energy is cover up. Okay, they have to cover up the Russia thing. They have to cover up so much, so many crimes. The Epstein, the all these different things. They have to cover up a lot. Okay, first of all, that's number one. And then they are now trying to make money from the coronavirus. Another thing they have to cover up. Like, so then, so then at the same time, they're supposed to win an election. Like, they don't have the bandwidth to deal with this. Okay, and they're not able to cover it up, especially after the stuff comes out. I think it's going to come out about his money. Okay, so I think it's, okay, I think some of them know it's possible, but they are not. I think, because you know what I think, guys, I think they're just, it's kind of like the person, they just, it's like, it's everything is about, bluff. They're bluffing everything. They think, oh, just, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. And when they realize they're going to lose the bet, they want to walk away as soon as possible. They don't want to sit there for like transition. They're not like, they're not interested. They're not interested in doing anything fair, right? They're out there to rob the country. Okay. Okay, I'm serious. This is it. This was like, there were some ideological things that they came through, to try to like change the country. But the reason, what is their main thing, guys? What is their main goal? Is not even necessarily, how to say this, it's not even necessarily just racism or like Nazi-ness. It's about making money and stealing from the government. I'm serious. The corruption is at the core. You know what I mean? So for them, of course, the reason why they use racism and white supremacy so much is because they can weaponize these people to do things for them. Okay, to like, oh, make people scared or whatever. Meanwhile, they steal, they do all they scheme, they mess up. And the guys, this is the thing about, we said before about Trump and Kushner. They were in debt. They needed to pay off their debts, and that's why they came to the government. They're not interested in anything else. They really are not. They have no other plan. So if they lose, they just walk away. They don't, guys, even, it's like there was an article one time saying that such and such spoke, some random person spoke to Kushner and was saying, oh, it'll be good for you after the election. That way you'll be able to do some good things. And it's like, I don't care about that. He even said it to a guy. I don't care about that. All they're in it for the money. Okay, so so the moment, okay, so what's going to happen to the Trump campaign between now and the election? Okay, just okay, I it's kind of like the similar question, but I think it's important to ask, what is going on in the Trump campaign between now and the election? Okay, how are they going to handle everything? What are their plans? Because then they're trying to like do a hearing about this, and it's like nothing could be worse than what's going on now. Okay, so what are they doing between now and the election? Oh no, compromise. We try kill ourselves. Okay. Oh no, money. So guys, it's like I said, they're trying to run. Oh look, the sun is coming. Sun coming. Truth coming. Yeah. Letter coming. about a lot of money. That's right. This stuff's coming out. Okay. Oh no, the legal stuff not good for him. Not good for him. Not good for him. Loyalty upside down. He's a traitor. Oh yeah, he traitor. President a traitor. Very upsetting. Look, the gifts. Wait there, guys. This is interesting. Again, the idea here. Okay, this is an agreement. So okay, this is the thing. All they're thinking about right now is the stuff of the finances. Okay. I think this is not, honestly, okay. So I think we talked about it, Audrey. Remember the videos that I did recently at, like, I posted on YouTube even about the last days of Trump. I think this is a once he loses, you know what it is? I think that's actually, you know what? Something came up that is important. Makes a lot of sense. You know how Trump was always campaigning, right? Like even before, way before the election, as soon as he won, he was already campaigning. He is constantly fundraising. Why? Because it goes to him, to himself, and to his family. We know that. And the more we read about Brad Pascal, even how he makes 40, like he has a ridiculous money to spend, and in the end, he ends up paying Trump's children, the wives. They all get a cut. Everybody gets a cut from all this money that goes into the election fund. So in other words, guys, I feel like all he's in it for is not necessarily to win, but to enrich himself. So, okay, so what I'm saying is like, is if this stuff is exposed, he has no reason. He's not here to win. He's here to make money. So if the money can be investigated, that's what I was saying, guys. If the money can be investigated, which is what the Supreme Court is going to decide, he's going to go because he won't have access to the money. You know what I mean? He has, imagine if he can't spend the money that he makes from the election, like from all the people that donate for, Russian, Saudi, whoever donates into these campaign funds, if they start investigating this, it's over. He's not interested. Okay. So he's okay. So will he, okay, let me just ask this question directly then. Okay. So when he loses the election, will he cut and run? Okay. Let's say here, is he gonna, okay, when he loses the election, what happens? Well, what happens when he loses the election? Okay. Is the election going to happen? I don't know. Okay. What happens? Oh, look, guys, every single time, look, this card always appears. He has to go. He has to go. Look, something makes him leave, turn around and walk away. Okay. So protector, that's right. When the stuff come, I think, it's, and guys, this has been so true for so long. When the information comes out about who has been supporting him financially all his life, okay, look, then look, a lot of money, about the payments, then I think he goes. Okay, I don't see, honestly, look, the network happy again. Okay, so look, we're happy news when the stuff becomes public. This is the public. Okay, so this is it. So I feel like, okay, so the question, I don't see us even getting to the election. Okay, I don't know. Again, we'll see, but it shows that it's this, the whole election, quote unquote, is going to be decided by his finances. Okay, like how, okay, once this comes out and shows that he's a compromised president. Think about it. It's very serious what's happening. Okay, he's a compromised guy. Okay, so okay. Okay, guys, I have half an hour. I'm thinking here. Okay. So in other words, I'm still with the idea that he's not going to stay all the way until the election. He just doesn't have what, if like I said, I think he's so motivated by money that when he realizes he can't use the money, or that the people are in on the scam, he's going to go. He can't stay. He's not interested. All of this has been a scam, like a huge con to get money. Okay. So, so then I don't think they have what it takes. Okay, guys, there's a lot. Oh my God. Let me stop here 1 second. So yeah, there's no guys. They were saying they're reminding me of what happened in the past when he got bankrupt. He walked away. He always walks away. He never waits until like, oh, this is a date when you leave. He's just gonna walk away like a criminal. He's gonna try to create as much havoc and destruction as possible because he thinks Americans hate him. He thinks only the Russians like him. I'm serious. Okay. So that's what I still think it's something like this. I think as the more he's unable to shift the conversation, the more crazy he goes. The more crazy, what I mean by that is like the more harm he causes, okay, to the country. And I said before, guys, we, this whole thing, the eclipse is coming, okay, the eclipse is coming, and it's serious, okay. So 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 that's that. He's gonna do this everything he can to try to change the conversation, and he doesn't have the energy to do anything. Now I have a question. Okay, I have a question. So I have a question here about Pompeo. Okay, so people are saying there's different articles about how Pompeo is using the State Department to make these parties happen, where he connects to I guess donors or something, and they have their own like database, and they're saying that he wants to run for president in 2024. Okay, so it makes sense, but I don't think it makes sense, right, for Pompeo, because I think actually Pompeo is kind of like a perfect right, far right, religious right person, and he thinks since he's doing everything there, he shows I loyal, I very loyal, I loyal, right? So is he okay? So what is their strategy? Dude, okay, I guess, guys, sorry, let me just, am I rambling too much? I hope not, but I'm interested to see what are these people planning to do after this. Okay, so clearly Trump is a car crash. Do they think, what do they think, what are they thinking? Like, let's say Barr, let's think Barr, Pence, Trump, Pompeo. What do they think is going to, do they have plans if Trump doesn't win? Do they have any plans to do something? What are they going to do? What do they think is going to happen, and what are they going to do? So Trump, walk away. He wants to make, I think Trump wants to be like a divisive figure forever. Guys, it's kind of like those people, those channels that are like always about attacking others. It's like, yeah, I can make a lot of money having my own TV channel. Why should I? He loves being on television. Okay. He likes that more. He likes the performance. He likes all of us. Okay. Okay. What about Pence? Serve the Christian, right? Okay. Continue to serve, he may want to be governor. Can he be governor again? I don't know. There's something he has, or Senate or something. Okay. Okay. What about Barr? Rest. He wants to rest. He's tired. He's physically, he's sick, I think. And Pompeo, he's but I think there's a sense of like the self-preservation, guys. It's not a sense of like, okay, like that, people who, let's say, worked in the Obama administration. They like, oh, let's see what we're gonna do. They kept in touch. They were like, also because they were a lot younger, but it wasn't just about the age. It was about, they could do so much, and it's not this. It's like they know that. I don't see them united. I don't see them making plans together. It's like each man for his own. Okay, I really get the sense. Oh, and I was gonna say, guys, I have to remember to look into this another day, maybe into Jared and the Netanyahu problem. Okay, because I have believed for a long time that Jared wanted to escape to Israel after this with Ivanka. but it's not gonna, because he's involved in this other, because I think if he goes to Israel, he's gonna be indicted. Okay. He's involved in in this scandal there, so he's afraid. Okay. So, and I see, but guys, I see so many knives. It's this is like, this is not literal, but there's a lot of people with knives out for Jared. Okay, he's messed with a lot of people that got made a lot of powerful people angry. Okay, so okay, now let me just change the subject a little bit. Okay, there's a few questions that I want to address. First of all, let me just go to this. Okay, I didn't look. I had the other day. I had the plan to look into this like SpaceX Elon Musk thing, and I was having a feeling, guys. I was like, I was not gonna do a reading right before, but I knew something was gonna go wrong with this. I'm glad they didn't go through, because I was like, something is wrong with this. It's not gonna, and I think it's about the weather. But I'm almost, guys, do you remember I was a little when they had the whole, remember Reagan? He had the thing that was supposed to fly, and then right after he like took off, it exploded. You remember? It was awful. So I have a similar feeling about this. Okay, first of all, the money, there's something weird going on here. You know, I think it was canceled because of the weather, but like I said, I'm glad it was canceled, but there's something about it. I don't know if you felt anything about it. Something about it makes me feel like it's not going to work, you know? Something about this whole thing, okay? So what's happened is they contracted this Elon Musk company to create these like this rock, whatever you call it, these things that propel people to the moon, you know, but I feel like, can I tell you guys, Elon Musk, there he has some qualities. I think he's had some also negative qualities. Elon Musk, guys, there's a whole controversy about him. He's done some good thing, he's done these cars, and some people like him, but some of these cars are also defective. Like if, I don't know, I just, for some reason, I just think that Elon Musk is also a kind of like a bragger. You know what I mean? Like he has a big mouth. Okay, so I'm very distrustful of those types of if you have commercial interests, I'm not sure you have enough security. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it's unsafe. Exactly. So is it going to happen? Right? It's Saturday, they said. So I just have a very bad feeling about it. Okay, like people, like it could explode or something. Like it's not ready. Like the technology is not ready. They wanted to make it happen, and okay, so what's gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen on Saturday, or is it gonna happen in the summer? Let's say, if not Saturday, is it gonna happen? Yeah, guys, I feel like it's not telling me either way. Okay, this is celebration, could be a yes. This is the wrong focus, and something happened in the past. So, okay, anchor, the tree is a long growth. Okay, bear is personal finances or the boss. Okay, so I think there's something about it to me that feels a bit like propaganda. Okay, this is prison. So there's a man here. There's this card of prison. Gilded cage, yeah. The man with money. Okay, so you know what? It shows this is a widow. A widow. Okay, and then the ass kisser. There's somebody, what, like some investor. I think there could be money losses. Okay, so there could be somebody who invested in this company. It could be some Russian or something that laundered money. Oh, let's say the Russians paying for this. There's something where there's a shadiness in the contract. Okay, that I think is the reason. Like the reason why this is happening is not what we are made to believe. Okay. So is it gonna, are these people, okay, let me just ask a different question. Are these all astronauts, these people are gonna go in this mission thing? Are they gonna be safe? That's my question. Are they gonna be safe, these people? Okay. Are they safe? Often, no good. Okay, so the bottom line, guys, okay, is that I feel like there's a lot of pressure. I don't know exactly, there's something, okay, they need a propaganda win, okay? So there's a restlessness, there's a like a burden, like they're stressed, okay? And this is asserting themselves. They're able to assert themselves. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a situation where, do you remember how there was like one time there was this accident in a Russian, like, it was like an accident in this Russian place where there was like a nuclear explosion. This was like about 8 months ago or something. I remember that it was like a person, and I remember seeing that the scientist who was there was pressured into making it happen, even though it was a submarine or something like this. Okay, so he was like, "No, it's not going to work. I'm not sure it can make it work." But there was a lot of pressure for them to go on anyway. Okay, okay. Here an answer from a man. Okay, or a person makes it happen. The clouds. Now the clouds, it could be goes in the clouds, but it's unclear. Okay, the answer from the man is unclear. So, in other words, maybe it's not as safe as they are claiming. This is a card of the court, and this is coffin. Coffin, not good. The question was safe, right? And there's something dishonest about it. Okay, so they were dishonest. So my sense, okay, I hope they don't die. Okay, if this goes on, this is also a card of waited too long. Okay, so in other words, I think they wanted it to happen earlier. It didn't happen earlier. People are getting angry and they are trapped. So you know what I mean. So everybody is involved in first of all, in a kind of like a shady thing. It's not what it claims to be. First of all, second of all, there's some issue with the contract that is not legit. Okay, and then third of all, there's some sort of cover up about the safety issues that could happen, and I believe something could happen. Okay, so I don't know, guys, and I'm not wishing that it goes wrong or anything like that. I just something about it, don't you think? And I was gonna say, guys, there was a whole thing with the eclipse. It's not right. Don't go. Don't go now. And this goes for everything. Now, don't you think right now it's a very unstable time in the world? This should not happen. This should not happen, okay? And I think and like I said before, guys, this guy Elon Musk, there's some of these Tesla cars have had issues with fires. I'm not saying, it's very hard to build cars is dangerous. Like, okay, how to say this? It's dangerous enough, that with the car. But I think with this type of thing, okay, where it's not like it's worse than a car, it's way more dangerous than a car, okay? Don't force it you have to make it sure that, because when this thing, guys, I see, can I tell you, if it happens, it's gonna crash. And I see, what I tell you, I see things happening. I think it could happen at night, like they could, if it doesn't, because they're supposed to go in the middle of the day. It has to be light outside or something. But there's something about it. I think it could happen, it could happen something like in the middle of the night, they crash and come down. It's a dark thing. I think it happens, and there's something, guys, I don't know, it's awful. Okay, I just think that, I hope they will, and hopefully, this, who knows if the whole thing, they have to go to court, because somebody, it's the best case scenario is that it's stopped before it goes on. Because if it goes on, I worry that those people could die. Okay, what's going to happen to the astronauts? Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So, guys, no. Look. Yeah. So, look, look. They're very worried. This the tower upside down. And if you think of, like, look at this card, guys. It's scary, because if you think, okay, even the shape, like this, the rocket, whatever, it was like this thing going. If it's upside down, they could be put in a situation where the tower would come down. So they seem to know, and this is pressure. So they seem to be suspicious themselves or something. Okay, You know what I mean? And this is the news, the like, okay, news, okay, the news of the child and treachery. So it doesn't make sense. I think all they care about is the appearances of something, okay, and a long way, okay, the ideas of of a person. The ideas are false. There's something they're not telling us. And I see, guys, look, there's a letter. I don't know. I have a very bad feeling about it. Okay. I just hope they don't go ahead with it. I just don't hope they don't go ahead. I don't know. Right? Do you guys know? See what I'm saying? Like, it's not because the last time it happened, it was, I don't know why I thought at the time, I'm not a fan of Reagan, but at the time, America was a very different country. Okay. You know what I mean? Even in that time where there was quote unquote positive, it was like, oh, America and all these like very positive narratives, right? It still happened. Now is not the time. I don't know. It's like there's something wrong here, and I think it has to do with this contract they had, and it's propaganda, and it's a waste of money. It's a waste of time, and they're putting these men in danger. Okay. So, and I think because guys, did you see the reason why? The only reason why they're not going to getting ahead with this is, yeah, the only reason why they're not going ahead with this is the weather. But I think there's more. There's more. Okay. So, okay, so let's see here, guys. Okay, today, let's see here. Yeah, so Saturday would be May 30th, okay? But I think, and you're the one, Jade LLR, you're the one who is the specialist in astrology here, right? I think we are already, even though the eclipse only happens on, the June 5th, we are kind of already on this mood, okay? Right, exactly. Nearing the bell curve Friday with the eclipse, which is June 5th, right? It's just, I feel like we're in the pool of these eclipses, right? So it's like it doesn't just happen on the day, but there's like a kind of like the energy around it, okay? And then I feel this storm again, it's interesting, the weather. I see there's like huge storms, and I almost feel like spirits are like, we're trying to tell them to not go ahead with it. We're trying to like do as the best we can to change the weather, to give them notices, but they want, and it's, none of these people, Trump obviously doesn't care about human life. He just wants propaganda for his like, oh, we need a movie. We need a movie. Yeah. No, but no, it's just, but you know what I mean. Like, Jade, you keep track of astrology stuff. I think you keep track of astrology, right? You know this stuff. So okay. So I guess what I'm saying is this is the thing about, I'm asking, the thing about the eclipse, right? It doesn't just happen on the day of. It's the energy before. So it's a no. They should not go ahead with it. Okay, they should not go ahead with it. And I do see these women crying. I think it could be a tragedy, guys. I hope it's averted. I hope it's averted. Okay. Okay. So because I think a lot of times people, talk about, oh, Elon Musk has a lot of great ideas and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but a lot of those people don't like details. They don't have patience for things not working out. Okay. So yeah. So let's pray. Okay. Let's pray for, you know what I mean? Like, and this is this guy, this devil person, okay, that we have. It's like 70 times. Yeah. So no. So anyway, so yeah, so I think it could even, I think, guys, you know what? It could, I have a feeling it will be postponed again. And then they may, who knows? Ideally, they would call it off. Okay. But it's just, okay. Okay. Now, guys, okay. So yeah, so hopefully, okay. Hopefully. And I see there's a man there. I don't know who this person is, but guys, I feel like he is praying. He's like, he's praying. He has, those people, guys, they're having, like, even the cards show they're not sleeping well. They're having bad feelings about it. Okay, so I hope that it doesn't come through. I really do. Okay. Okay. Now, another question, guys. So today I was doing a lot of errands, like not errands, housework and stuff. Okay. And I put in the background, I had the Netflix documentary about Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Which is good because it's like, it's disturbing to like to be just watching, just like this, I'm like doing dishes, doing this, cooking, whatever, doing different things. And it's several episodes. So I was like, wow, it was really, I mean, it's not new, nothing of it is new, okay? None of this is new for us, but I was like, wow, the woman, I think one of the most famous victims is this woman, Virginia Giuffre or something. Okay, you've seen her face. She's in a lot of the things. So she's the one that slept with Prince Andrew. Okay, you've seen the picture of her with Prince Andrew. Anyway, so she was saying that she was recruited in Mar-a-Lago. She was working at Mar-a-Lago when she was recruited by Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just like, I'm sorry, but okay, guys, I know that they said, oh, Clinton was there, whatever. It's not the point. The point is like, how could we? This is like Trump is involved in this with this guy. Okay, they had businesses together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, like. How could they, because given how they find every little thing, like, oh, in 1990 whatever, like, Tara Reid said that, like, okay, seriously, Tara Reid, are we gonna go with Tara Reid? Like, and then look at Trump. The woman was recruited down in the house where he makes his official house. Like, I'm sorry, does anybody believe that Trump didn't know about what was going on? That he's not somehow, I'm sorry, like, I can't, I'm just like, are we gonna find out? Like, guys, I know, thank God the documentary makes it clear this is not gonna die. Story is not going to die. It's gonna go on until we find out the truth. Okay, so my question is, at least for today, is, are we going to find out information about Trump and Epstein before the election? Okay, okay, because I'm like, if you watch the documentary, it's like, wow, it's shocking. I mean, we know that already, but to hear the interviews and people talking, it's even more powerful for some reason. Okay, the stuff that it crystallizes different timelines, different events, and how far he went. Okay, and at the end of the documentary, they talk about the things that I've always believed, that it's a the one's like, this was a blackmail issue. They had all these powerful men that they blackmailed, and so that's how it kept going. But my question is this going to come out before the election? I don't even have cards anymore, but, like, you know what I mean, guys? Okay, so what's happening with the Epstein thing and Trump? Guys, it's saying study the finances. The information is within the finances. If they can look into the finances, they could see these payments. Okay, guys, remember how, like, it's saying it's not even about the rape. It's about the money. Okay, how he's made some money. Okay, what is anything new going to come out about Trump and Epstein before the election? Surprise. Yes, it's interesting, Jay, to say money from sex trafficking. Exactly. You know what? It's so strange. It's like, um, here is, okay, this is anger. Okay. This is legal issues, but also anger. Okay. This is a mistake. And this is now, again, you have the King of Swords. Then after this, okay, sorry. The King of Swords, which is legal, could be legal issues. So I think it's like something they realize there's some, what is very clear on this documentary, okay, is how there was manipulation of justice, okay, to cover up. And then there's multiple questions about the guy, the Alex person. I always get confused, guys. Acosta and Azar, I always get confused. The one that was the head of, guys, human services, in other words, trafficking. Like, he was, so he wasn't interviewed, obviously, for the documentary, but this is clear, okay, that there's a message here. Loyalty. So then what we have here, the fortune. So in other words, if I think, guys, the information comes out about Trump's money, What is he loyal to? What made his money? Okay, is the question. I don't, guys, if he really has made money from the mob, or he was a mob prop person, okay, there's a connection because they also do sex trafficking. Okay, look, surprise. So there's a surprise connection here unveiled from, okay, from this. Okay, so a bit more information. Okay, if it exists. Okay, look, litigation. That's right, the ending of the oh, look, disgrace. And we know, guys, this stuff, the judge, that judge is still not, hasn't released the documents. This is it, the documents. Remember how there was all this fight between Ghislaine and all these people, like trying to prevent the judge from making public these documents. It's still going on. Ending here, this is the litigation. There's a right, so it's not good. Okay, it's not good at all. And look, the man, I think it could be him. Okay, litigation about, exactly, about Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, here, and the exposure of the lies, uncovering. Look, important revelations, guys. Very big card for this. Important revelations. In other words, yes, it's possible. Okay, when shit goes down. Okay, so the money. That's it. Look, the money, the bank account. So yeah, so hopefully it will come out, guys. You know, it has. I'm so tired of this. We all are. Okay, of the cover-ups that they are all involved in. Okay, that's, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I think there's something there, something to be said. I think, you know what I see, guys. I think he could be paid by Epstein. I do think he gave money to Trump's election, didn't he? I think he did, but there's more. There is more. I almost, you know what I think? I kept thinking about this. I feel like the documentary, if you watch it, okay, it's several episodes, but, and the story is not super linear. There's different, they go back and forth, you know, because there's different sub stories, okay. But one of them, you know, there was a story that they were all involved in Palm Springs. Okay, they were like around the trailer parks of Palm, like the poor areas around Palm Springs, which is the wealthy area. They were recruited. He recruited all these women who were impoverished, who were, you know, had difficult teenage years and stuff like that. So they were vulnerable. So what and then it showed that Epstein paid the police, like they, you know, they would like give them money and stuff like that. Okay. And so what I understand is that this is connected. Okay, Jade says, I wonder if Cohen knows about this. Of course he does. Of course he does. Like, they all do, guys. Come on. If you work for Trump, don't you know about this stuff? Come on. He's paying people off. Why? Because it's, you know what I mean? Of course he does. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's crazy to think that, guys. Okay, so, and I know, you know, I know this is, I don't know if you've read this. I saw I was on YouTube and so there was somebody who was doing a reading about Cohen. He knows, like, forget about, guys, this is not about what somebody knows or doesn't know. It's about documents and if they're going to come out legally. Okay. But he can't, no, I actually hope he doesn't because he has to stay alive. Okay. Like I said before, this is, guys, forget about witness. Forget about witness. It doesn't matter. If a person knows something, it's not relevant. What is relevant is evidence. You know, we know this with Trump. He will win this game of you know, he said, she said. It's not enough. It's like, you know, this is like easy. You know, it's like I talked before, like, don't go with the easy answer. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it has to be a legal issue. The legal aspect has to be exposed. That is the only way that there's going to be, you know what I mean, some sort of answer here, okay, about it, okay. So, okay. Oh, and by the way, and you guys pointed, yes, I have you watched the Glenn Kirshner? He's talking about it, okay. I watched the first episode yesterday, I think it was. I don't know if he has done a second one, but he was talking about how shady was the Barr. You know, I was talking about it the other day, how Barr came out and said that he knows how he died and stuff like that. So anyway, so it's just, I think there's more there, guys. I think there's definitely a connection, okay. Okay, so definitely a connection. Okay, so obviously, no, you don't need a psychic to know that he knows. Obviously he knows, and he paid, since he paid the, what's her name, you know, Stormy Daniels, you know what I mean? Like, we know that, but that's not the point. What somebody knows is not the point. The point is evidence, something that's going to come out. If you know, a lot of people know, I'm sure a lot of people know that Trump has this and that, but knowing in evidence is something else. But I think it has to be proven with the financials. That's what I think. if there's evidence that he's taking, that's what I, oh, in other words, I'm sorry, I went off a different thread. I was reading the comments and I was responding to something, but I just want to say this, guys, just as Epstein gave money to the police, I believe it's possible that Trump was given a cut, or he was able to recruit these women there, or there was something, like I think Epstein gave everybody a cut of something so that so that everybody would stay quiet. And I believe Trump may have have received this money from Epstein to keep quiet, okay? So, or his own cut or something, there's, I believe, okay, and I think the way to prove it is his finances. Okay, who is, and this is why, guys, ultimately, why is it that he doesn't seem to care about the rape accusations? Or the one thing that he doesn't want anybody to look at is his money, because he knows that the money shows whatever the truth is about him. So, okay. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna go for now, okay? Um, and okay, okay. So we'll talk again Friday, okay? We'll have celebrations on Friday, okay? And okay, all right. So have a good evening, and we'll talk soon, okay? Okay. I hope it. I hope true. I hope. So I don't know. So all right, guys. See you later, alligators. Okay. Bye. Okay.